In the 2016 United States presidential election, Donald Trump stunned the political establishment and the world by winning the White House.
Welcome to a special edition of Nightline, Your Voice, Your Vote. Tonight, what may just be the most stunning upset in a political century. Just moments ago, Donald Trump taking the stage to declare victory after Hillary Clinton called him to concede. Take a listen.
Many political analysts and journalists have tried to make sense of Trump's victory, with some attributing it to economic anxiety, others to political polarization, and still others to a backlash against globalization. But one factor that has received less attention is the role of cultural and political issues, also known as culture war issues, in shaping the election outcome. In this documentary, we will explore how culture war issues contributed to Trump's rise to power and what this says about the broader political landscape. Drawing on the latest research and expert insights, we will examine the psychological, ideological, and social factors that underlie cultural and political issues, including immigration, race, gender, and moral values. By understanding how culture war issues shape political attitudes and behavior, we can gain insight into the challenges and opportunities facing our democracy and our society as a whole. Join us as we explore this fascinating and timely topic in depth. Where do these issues come from, and how have they evolved over time? Historical roots of culture war issues. Culture war issues have deep roots in American history, shaped by factors such as race, religion, and moral values. The civil rights movement of the 1960s, for example, ignited a debate over issues such as segregation and voting rights.
1% of the 10 million belong in what is called the Women's Liberation Movement, or simply, the movement. They range from reformers to revolutionaries.
Okay, let go of my arm.
There are women who belonged to the freedom movement, like these SDS girls, until they found that they were expected to make coffee, not policy. Their splinter groups want to change the whole society.
While the feminist movement of the 1970s raised questions about gender roles and reproductive rights.
So let's start with the civil rights movement. Recall in the 1940s and the 1950s that the civil rights movement began in earnest with a few victories implemented by the federal government, including the integration of the armed forces and the landmark Supreme Court case Brown versus the Board of Education, which ruled that school segregation by race was unconstitutional. But also recall that there was significant resistance to the integration of schools by southern states, and the process went excruciatingly slow. And so now in the 1960s, the civil rights devotees engaged in a fresh movement to claim the rights that had been promised to them.
At the same time, religious conservatives began organizing around issues such as abortion and same-sex marriage, creating a new front in the culture wars. But culture war issues are not just the product of historical events. They are also shaped by deeper psychological and ideological factors. For example, moral foundations theory suggests that people have innate moral intuitions that shape their attitudes and behaviors, while social identity theory highlights the role of group identity in shaping political attitudes.
So again, our social identities are the parts of us defined by the groups that we belong to, and this gives us a handy set of terms for talking about things.
Cognitive biases such as confirmation bias and motivated reasoning can also reinforce our pre-existing beliefs and make it difficult to engage with opposing views. Examples of culture war issues. Culture war issues can take many forms, from debates over abortion and immigration to questions of race, gender, and sexuality.
Another very serious story to discuss tonight. Idaho, one of 13 states with a near total abortion ban, and their Republican-led state legislature is now doubling down. The Idaho State House advanced a bill banning so-called abortion trafficking. The bill could make it a felony to help a minor leave the state to access abortion care without parental consent. The bill is expected to pass the state Senate and will likely be signed into law by Republican Governor Brad Little.
These issues are often characterized by strong emotions, deeply held values, and competing worldviews. They can also be polarizing, dividing the country into competing camps and fueling partisan conflict. The impact of culture war issues goes beyond the issues themselves. They contribute to political polarization and tribalism, creating echo chambers of like-minded individuals and making it difficult to find common ground. They also shape our sense of identity and belonging, reinforcing our social identities and making it more difficult to engage with those who hold different beliefs.
I want you to imagine walking into a room, control room with a bunch of people, 100 people hunched over at desks with little dials, and that control room will shape the thoughts and feelings of 1 billion people. This might sound like science fiction, but this actually exists right now, today. I know because I used to be in one of those control rooms. I was a design ethicist at Google, where I studied how do you ethically steer people's thoughts. Because what we don't talk about is a handful of people working at a handful of technology companies, through their choices, will steer what 1 billion people.
Culture war issues do not exist in a vacuum. They intersect with other social, economic, and technological trends, creating complex and dynamic political landscapes. Globalization, social media, and economic inequality can all influence the nature and impact of culture war issues, creating new challenges and opportunities for political engagement.
Because if we do not do something to fix the glaring economic inequities in our society, the pitchforks will come for us. For no free and open society can long sustain this kind of rising economic inequality. It has never happened. There are no examples. You show me a highly unequal society and I will show you a police state or an uprising. The pitchforks will come for us if we do not address this. It's not if, it's when. And it will be terrible when they come for everyone, but particularly.
The 2016 U.S. presidential election was a contentious and polarizing event in American history, with culture war issues playing a significant role. Let's explore how these issues contributed to Donald Trump's rise to power. Trump's campaign was built on a platform of populism and nationalism that appealed to many Americans who felt left behind by the political establishment. His rhetoric and policies on issues such as immigration, race, and gender resonated with certain segments of the population, particularly those who felt threatened by demographic and economic changes. But Trump's appeal was not only based on his policies and rhetoric. Psychological and ideological factors also played a significant role, including moral foundations theory, social identity theory, and cognitive biases. Culture war issues helped shape the attitudes and behaviors of Trump's base, contributing to the formation of a distinct political identity and culture. Many of Trump's supporters saw themselves as part of a broader movement to defend traditional values and push back against what they saw as the excesses of political correctness. The election of Trump has had significant implications for American politics and society, contributing to increased polarization, identity politics, and a breakdown of trust in institutions. Moreover, Trump's rhetoric and policies on culture war issues have emboldened extremist groups and contributed to a rise in hate crimes. Culture war issues have become increasingly polarizing in American politics and have the potential to shape the future of American society.
Whose body? Our body! Whose body? Our body!
In the chants,
Abortion is my right!
on the signs,
Let's explore the potential consequences of these issues and discuss the challenges and opportunities of addressing them. The challenges of addressing culture war issues. Partisan polarization, social identity, and moral values are major barriers to addressing culture war issues. Attempts to bridge these divides often fail, and it can be difficult to find common ground. The opportunities of addressing culture war issues. Addressing culture war issues has potential benefits such as increased social cohesion, greater political stability, and more effective governance. The future of American politics and society. The way culture war issues are addressed has the potential to shape the future of American politics and society. Depending on whether these issues are addressed or left unresolved, we may see a continuation of political polarization, social division, and ineffective governance. Alternatively, there is potential for increased social cohesion, political stability, and effective governance if one can find common ground and work towards constructive solutions. The challenges and opportunities ahead are significant, but citizens, policymakers, and other stakeholders all have a role to play in shaping a more inclusive and constructive political culture.
Let's do it despite the politicians and the media and Facebook and Twitter and congressional redistricting and all of it, all the things that divide us. Let's do it because it's right. And let's do it because this hate and contempt that flows through all of us every day makes us ugly, and it corrupts us, and it threatens the very fabric of our society. We owe it to one another and our country to reach out and try to connect.
Culture war issues have become a defining feature of American politics, and their implications for American society are significant. Addressing these issues will require overcoming major challenges, but it also presents opportunities to build a more constructive and inclusive political culture. We encourage viewers to reflect on the importance of these issues and to consider their own role in promoting constructive dialogue and engagement. What did you learn from this video that you can apply to your personal life? Finally, I would like to thank you very much for liking and subscribing to our channel.